I mean, in the end, that's really what we're doing is we're like, hey, I can make a couple $1 million this year and not have to work hard.
Yeah.
Why should I try for 4 million? Because you can't live any different on 4 than you can on 2. That's true, but it's not your company. It's not your money. Okay, so doing the right thing for the wrong reason is still doing the right thing, right? And I think that none of us would deny this, that in C12, when we walk in there and we got 11 of our brothers who are also business owners, that there's a part of us that's comparing our performance to their performance.
Yeah.
And you don't walk in with a core report and you say, oh, look, I got a $10 million business. And somebody say, wait a minute, last year you had a $15 million business.
Yeah.
How are those talents going, right? Like we're driven by that, we're motivated by that. And you know, I did a video about don't compare yourself, but what did Jesus do? Jesus said, have you considered my servant Job? There's none like him, doing good and shunning evil. Like he compared him to other people in his generation. Same thing with Noah. He said, Noah is a righteous man in his generation. In other words, compared to other people, we get compared. When John the Baptist was beheaded, Jesus said, there is no one born of a woman. There's no man born of a woman as righteous as John the Baptist. Like he was compared. Yeah. Sure. And so I know that God didn't make you the CEO of your company because you're the best of all possible CEOs, right? Right. And you just have to do a good job. You don't have to do a better job than I would do, right? Yeah. Because God puts you in charge of that. But there is still a level of comparison. Like iron sharpens iron means what? Like I see what your business does and I want to, that makes me level up.
Yeah, right.
It's
the guy comes in and is doing 20.
Yeah, but there's a lot of focus on like, oh, don't compare yourself because you'll feel bad about yourself. Like maybe sometimes I need to. Yeah. Sometimes I need to buck up.
Yeah, God's got the Noahs, the Johns, the guys up there that are saying, look, for me, David Green with Hobby Lobby. Yeah. You know, absolutely crushing it, always finding ways to be more ministry. Yeah. Grow the bottom line so he can do more ministry. You know, it's like, and that might be the motivation for some people, right?
I think we start out with fear of failure, and the fear of failure is so strong that it drives us.
What's the Tony Robbins thing? You're either running to something or you're running away from something. That's it. Try not to get that failure. You're going to run as hard as you can when you start the business.
But we got to fear complacency as much as we feared failure.
Oh man, that's good.
We have a flywheel going right now. Once you get to 8 figures, there's very little that can destroy your business, right? Like we're both at that level where there's very little that could like existentially, like we're not going to go back
overnight
to nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, and if there was a bad thing, we'd have time to react, right? Because it's a flywheel. We just, in a bad day, we get tons of customers, right? It's not. But, and so it's like that fear that drove us early on, it's not there anymore. Yeah. We got to fear complacency because there's still a judgment, right? He still says, hey, great job. You didn't lose that one talent I gave you. Jesus didn't say that. He said, you wicked and lazy servant. And that comes right down to it. I think it comes down to once you get yourself out of the weeds, you get lazy. I mean, in the end, that's really what we're doing is we're like, hey, I can make a couple $1 million this year and not have to work hard. Yeah. Why should I try for 4 million? Because you can't live any different on 4 than you can on 2. That's true, but it's not your company. It's not your money. It's not. It's not your ministry. It's his.
Yeah. It's on loan to us.
It's on loan.
Yeah.
So, you know, a good manager.
Steward it, right?
Yeah. So we are, and so I think it's fundamental to like. It's. I mean, what Solomon said, it's a gift to be able to enjoy your wealth. Like God, and Paul said, a workman's due his wages. Don't muzzle the ox while he treads out the grain. Like it's okay that you have a nice house, right? And you have a nice car. Yeah. That's not bad. It's just that I guess the problem is if ultimately that's what motivated you to get to this point, once you have the car, once you have the house, then what's going to take you to the next level? In the end, it's going to have to be because I want to help more orphans, because I want to spread the kingdom, because there's more missionaries I can help. Right. It's got to be, or just for duty, just because, you know what, it's your job, do your job. You were chosen to do this job, and your job is to grow it. Yeah. And so it's weird. I don't think that we've ever had a C12 meeting where somebody didn't come up with some form of, I'm not sure God wants me to grow it. Yeah. Or who says that every business has to grow? Yeah. Or I've already tried that.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The what happened to contentment?
Yeah.
And they'll go through the scripture of contentment.
Yeah. Yeah. Complacency.
Why didn't the guy with 1 talent respond that way?
Exactly. Yeah. God, I was just happy. Godliness with contentment is great gain.
Yeah.
So, but the guy was afraid in his case. It wasn't complacent. But it's interesting. Jesus didn't say you were afraid to take a risk. You need to take a risk. He said, you wicked and lazy servant.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, fear of, oh, what happens if I try something and it fails? Jesus called that lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like,
boom.
Why? I don't know. Easy life, hard. No, easy choices, hard life, easy choices, right? Any life lived for avoiding pain is not God's life for you. And in avoiding pain, that's, oh, I don't want to do renovations because it would be a hassle.
Yeah. Or I don't want to do ministry because I might get judged.
Yeah.
I might.
Oh, big time. Yeah. People might think I'm only doing it to sell more widgets. So I don't want to tell anyone I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always avoiding pain, avoiding discomfort, avoiding embarrassment. So, which I guess, you know, you don't have that. You're super extroverted. Yeah. So when you walk up to somebody, there's a part of my brain that says, oh, if I go and talk to that guy, he might just ignore me or he might shut me down. And you somehow were born without that. Yeah. I don't know how you have that, but it's awesome. So for me, I've been born without a fear of failure. Like, if I lost it all, I'm gonna come right back in this room 5 years from now. Yeah. And it's and that was from when I was a kid, you know, playing hearts. I would literally go for, I don't know if you know the game Heart.
Yeah, sure.
Every single hand, I would go for it.
I'm going loner.
And 22 points, 23
I'm going
points.
loner. Yeah.
I was like, I would actually succeed at going for it maybe 1 time out of 20. Yeah. But 20 out of 20 times I would go for it. I had no other way to play hearts than to say, all right, who's got the queen? Give her to me. I got to take her. Right. And it doesn't matter how bad my hand was. I was like, I had to do that. And so I guess that's the thing, I guess.
Let's hit some self-isms.
Okay, self-isms.
Let's pick it up, Bear.
Okay.
And let's hit some self-isms.
All right. What's you got?
I'll hit some of my favorites.
Okay.
Whenever Joe would say something like, I don't know, you know, we tried that and it didn't work, you know? Oh, yeah. We did that 3 years ago. And I love your response of, well, let the market speak. Let the market speak. You know, it's not 2020 anymore, you know? Yeah. You have a different team. You have a different, that guy may be available this time. Yeah, he was really happy with his vendors then in 2020, but let the market speak. Yeah, and like I don't know who we quote all the time, but we say money gets to vote on good ideas. Oh, that's it, yeah. You know, it's so funny, he has this idea in his mind that his customers buy from him because he doesn't use subcontractors. Right. He is a subcontractor. That doesn't make any sense, but he also runs a blend of staff and subcontractors, and he says the headaches come from the staff, not the subs. So like, okay. Obviously things run smoother when you have these independent guys. His costs are even lower. Like, but he's like, no, it's a selling point. Well, it can't be a selling point because it's not something you offer all the time. Right. It's like if Toyota was known for its reliability because 5 out of 8 of their cars did not break down. Like, they're either reliable or they're not. I mean, and I think he won't let the market speak on that. Yeah. Like if he went away altogether from staff and told the guys who were on staff, hey, listen, you guys get to be subs now. I don't know legal if he can do that, but if he switched to subs, I thought about, could he, it's a terrible idea, I'm sure, but if he helped some of his inside contractors become their own company. Yeah. They go, look, I'll use you. I'll fill up your time. Your bucket will be full. Yeah. You know? But like, let's see if that would actually affect his sales. Yeah. Because I think it's in his mind, it's bigger. And what it is we always look for validation, right? Because he can go to his best customers and he say, hey, don't you love that I have my own installers? Oh yeah, Joe, we love that about you. That's why we use you. Yeah. If he went to that same friend of his and said, hey, we're gonna go to subs. I got this guy I've been working with for years. He's really awesome. Oh, Joe, that's great, Joe. I trust you, Joe. Like no one's gonna switch suppliers. I mean, they trust his product, I think. And they trust him to manage the projects. Right. I don't think. And he's been with them for, you know, a number of years. I think you don't want to fall in love with features that the market hasn't told you are important. Yeah. And that's what he's done. Yeah. And the pain of having those in-house installers, managing staff when they're out and about in your trucks, man,
That's tricky. And that's why he wants to keep the hassle down.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting if he'll actually let the market speak.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So guys, we want to hear what you have to say. Is it possible that we shouldn't just assume that a business should grow? That we should pray and ask God, and if he says to grow it, then grow it. Or should a person just grow it because they're a steward? It's their job to grow it. Do you need an excuse to grow? Do you need to have God give you a sign to grow? Or is that, as a manager, as an owner, as a steward of a business, it's just your job? We'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your stories.
Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Especially if you're really, really angry about what you've heard, please comment then.
Yeah.
And we'll comment back, and then you can keep going. We'll have a big argument, and it'll help our ratings on our video.
Yeah.
So please comment. We'd love to hear.
Yeah.
And like and subscribe for more content. Thanks, guys.
Running says something about a business owner. Running takes hard work. It takes commitment. It means waking up early, doing what you don't feel like doing. We are 7, 8, and 9-figure business owners running 7 miles a day. A dedicated runner makes a strong entrepreneur. Join us as we talk business, strategy, processes, choke points, strong culture. We are each successful in business, connected by a common faith in Jesus Christ, bringing our A game every single day.
Hey guys, if you watch my content, you probably own a business, and I would love to one-on-one with you. I'd love to talk with you about the things I always talk about. 3 things. What would have to be true to 10x your business? What can be done to make your business easier to run? And what can be done to reduce risk in your business? I'd love to talk about those things with you. If you want to just click, there's in the description below, there should be a link to a Calendly. You could set up a free one-on-one with me. Love to spend some time on the phone with you, just talking through your story. Maybe obviously my ulterior motive is to get you to come onto the podcast, but I don't mind if you don't want to get onto a podcast. I'd love to just have a one-on-one with you if I can give you some help. So if you're a Christian business owner, I mean, any size business, any type of business, I'd love to help you. So go ahead and click the link below, get onto a Calendly so you and I can have a talk. I'd love to help you if I can. I love your help with my business if you have some advice for me. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of our community.